camera out now. Just make sure I can see the map. Okay, hope everyone's fit and well. Ready to go again for our 45 minutes Pilates. Nice to see so many people joining in. I've got quite a few of you here today. So hello to all the Zoom people and hello to all the Facebook Live people. Hopefully you're fit and well, as I said, but if anyone does have any injuries, obviously I can't really see or kind of advise on injuries specifically, but I would just say just listen to your body. If you do have any aches and pains, just take it easy. Maybe hopefully you will know our limitations, but if it's something muscular, sort of stiff back or something like that, then sometimes a bit of Pilates helps. So yeah, just don't push yourself too much if you're having any kind of niggles, but otherwise go for it if you're all fit and well. Okay, so we're going to get started in a couple of minutes. So let me know if you've got any questions or anything before we start in the chat. And if anyone's completely new, I think as usual, I sort of remember most names. There's an exclamation mark there. I don't know who that is, but it's a new one. So if anyone is new, then just work at your own pace. Do what you can. Don't worry about what you can't do. And you'll be fine. Oh, I'm just about to get an Amazon delivery. I might have to just leave that outside for now. It's going to ring the doorbell in a second. So, and then run away, which is what they normally do, isn't it? Okay, so we've got 1 minute to go. So yeah, feel free to just lay down on your mat or have a stretch. Oh, we posted it through the letterbox. And just get ready to go. A little sip and we're going to go. Okay, so we're going to bring ourselves down onto the mat to lay down first of all and just kind of center ourselves a little bit. Bring our body into a bit more of a relaxed state if you've been working today or been out and about. Don't know what you'll be out and about doing these days, but walking, exercising, shopping, I don't know. So just bring yourself into a bit more of a relaxed state. Just try and focus on really just letting go of the back muscles and just letting the back of the body sink into the mat or the floor, whatever you're doing Pilates on today. So we're just going to take a couple of breaths just to calm the central nervous system down. We're just going to take a big inhale through the nose and then exhale through the mouth. One more inhale and exhale. Good. And then we're just going to bring one knee up to tabletop and just hold on, and then bring the other knee. So you've got one hand on each knee, hopefully same just as knee. And then we're just going to circle the knees around a little bit in the hip socket. So we're circling the thigh bones in the hip socket, should I say? And then we're going to go the other way. So just try and relax the legs completely. And you can go a little bit slower if you need to on this one. We're just going to slowly wake up the muscles, warm up the joints. Okay, so one foot down and the other foot down. We're going to do shoulder bridges early on today. Just want to warm up the back of the body and wake up the back of the body. So we're going to bring your feet in a little bit closer to your bottom. And then just try and think about pushing down onto all four corners of your feet. So that's your toes and your heels. And then we're going to come up really slowly first time. So we're going to slowly start to tilt the pelvis, push the lower back into the floor, and then lift the hips up. So we're just pulling the spine away from the mat, just really gradually, all the way up to the top, just gently keeping the ribs down. So try not to let the ribs kind of arch up towards the ceiling. And then we take an inhale at the top there. And then as we exhale, we're just going to melt down exactly the way we came up. So we're going to bring the upper back down first, and then the middle back, and then the lower back, and then the tailbone, and then you just kind of let the pelvis go. Let's do that 2 more times. Slowly start to peel up Just keep the arms relaxed for now on this one. We're just slowly warming up the body. Inhaling at the top. Exhale, melt down. Slowly melting down towards the mat. One more time, let's go for it. If you need to move your feet at all before you come back up on this last one, then do that first. A bit harder to move them when you're up there. And then just turn your head when you're up there. Just turn your head from side to side. Just make sure that your neck is still free to move, and then slowly melt it down. Good. Okay, so now we're going to bring our legs back to that tabletop position, one knee above the hip and then the other to join it. And then bring the arms up to the ceiling. The arms should be directly over your shoulders. Okay, so we're going to do that cross crawl move that we did last week. So we're going to take our left leg either straight out and just off of the floor and the right arm back. If that's too much, you can just take the leg along the floor. So I'm using my right leg and my left arm now. So it's opposite arm, opposite leg, and then back to where you started. So if you choose to have your leg fully extended and just slightly off the floor, that's just going to be a bit more intense on your low abdominals. And if you want less, you can just slide the foot along the floor. Yeah. That's just a little bit less intense. Keep it going. Keep your belly lifted in and up, and try and keep your torso really still. You should be feeling this. I've got an itchy eye now. You should be feeling this in your mid section of your body and the lower abdominals. And if this is really too much, just leave the feet down and just do one arm at a time. Okay, so that's another option. If it's really challenging this early on in the class, you can just make moves smaller, maybe half a move. Let's do two more. I can feel this warming my abdominals already. Good, and then just hug the knees in, pull them in towards your chest, keep your head and shoulders down and relaxed on the floor while you do that. You can maybe rock a little bit from side to side if you've got a nice padded mat and it feels really nice. And then coming back to center, leaving a foot down and then the other foot down. Okay, the hands behind the head now. So interlace the fingers, make a little cushion for your head with your hands. It's fully supporting the weight of the head now. So the head's pretty heavy. So I want to keep the elbows really wide. Lift the belly in and up, and we're just going to do chest lift. So we're only lifting our upper body off of the floor. The legs are relaxed, the hips are relaxed. Everything below the waist is super relaxed. Okay, so we're going to exhale, lift up. Inhale at the top, and then exhale to lower down. 3 breaths, slow movement. Exhale, lift, use your abdominals, look through your thighs. Inhale at the top, just a small sniff, and then exhale back down. You can't really inhale very much when you're really lifted up. Exhale, go again. Inhale at the top. Exhale down, slow with control. Just one more like this, and we're going to change it up. Inhale, keep the elbows wide. Exhale down. You can hear the abdominals shaking in my voice. Okay, now we're going to come up again. And then we're going to reach towards the outside of the opposite knee. Hand comes back to head, and then we lower. So exhale. Inhale, reach. Hand back to head, and lower. 6 more. Lift, reach, back, and lower. 5. 4 to go. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Definitely a lot warmer, and now in the upper abdominals as well. So you should feel it in the kind of space in between your ribs where it kind of opens up, where your diaphragm is, top of the stomach area. Okay, so now we're going to add those 2 moves together in our 100. So the 100 works the upper and lower abdominals and everything in the center of the body, really, while we try and keep our torso really still while we're pumping the arms and breathing very quickly. This destabilizes us, and we have to tense everything to keep everything stable while we're doing it. So we're kind of fighting against our own body a bit, but in a good way, to flush out toxins and get the circulation going. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my knees in tabletop, but you can always keep your feet on the floor the whole time if you want to. Reach behind you, inhale, stretch those arms back, and then exhale, lift up, hands just reaching really long as if you're trying to touch the opposite wall, and then start pumping those arms. You can breathe however you want to breathe on this one, as long as you're breathing, okay? So sometimes I'll say breathe in for 5, breathe out for 5, but if that's too difficult and it's too complex to think about, then just breathe, okay? So lift belly in and up, keep reaching those arms super long, and just make sure to get some breath in and out. You can make it a bit more challenging by squeezing the legs together, taking them up to the ceiling, and even more of a challenge if you go lower with the legs. So you can pick wherever you want to be, but whatever you do with your legs, just keep the arms going and try and stay lifted with the head and the shoulders. A little bit faster with the arms if you can, go as fast as you can. There's no specific speed of these arms, but the faster the better, because it's going to work even more intensely into the abdominals. Keeping it going, it's definitely getting warm in here. I should not have turned the heating up before we started. Okay, keep it going, we're over halfway. If your neck starts to bother you, put your head down, but keep the arms going. Otherwise, stay lifted. Let's do 4 more sets. That's 1. That's 2. Almost there, stay with me. Keep it going with the arms, keep breathing. 1 more set. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Hug knees in, lower head slowly. Stretch wherever you need to. Well done. Okay, so now we're going to roll up to seated, or turn onto your side and come up to seated, however you prefer. We're going to try the roll up, roll down. Let's just test how we're doing. So we're either doing the full roll up and roll down with no modification, arms reaching out in front the whole time, or you have your hands behind you, helping you, or you hold on to the back of the legs and roll yourself down and roll yourself back up slowly. So there's your 2 modifications. If you're not using those, I like the mat smaller today. I'm going to go off the end of it. Okay, so reach those arms forward if you're doing the full version. Sit super tall, grow through the crown of the head, same for all the versions actually. And then we're going to exhale, start to tuck the pelvis and roll back super slow, like a car seat. That's it, so you're putting it into the recline position, fully reclined, all the way back down. And then take those arms back. Can't take them any further because I seem to have grown since last week. Okay, so we're going to inhale, exhale, start to lift up again, draw belly in, squeeze the legs together. That's going to help you come up, and then sit tall. Okay, now I'm going to do a count of 8. I'm just going to shift myself forward a bit so I can actually reach back with my arms. Let's go again. 8, 7, exhaling, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can add in a little stretch forward for the hamstrings if you want that at the end. Let's go 2 more times. Exhale, tuck pelvis under. Slow and precise. It's harder to go slower, I know, but it's so much more helpful for our strength and coordination on these exercises, and they help with so many other movements as well in our daily life. So we're going to reach up again, gather your energy, start to exhale, squeeze the legs together, knees, glutes, squeeze your glutes as well a little bit, and exhale, lift the head, keep exhaling. The exhale is going to lift you up, and then take that stretch forward if you want it. And then sit to 1 more, all the way down, all the way back up. We're going to finish in the up position. And exhale, come up. Excellent. Sitting tall. Taking the legs a little bit further outside your mat now. Spine stretch forward. So this is all about everything from the waist up. The legs and the hips take a little rest. If you need to bend the knees to make yourself more comfortable for this one, feel free to do that. I'm just more comfortable like this. So we're going to reach out your arms. I want you to think about someone pulling your belly back behind you as you round your spine over an imaginary big beach ball. That's all you need to think about. Okay, so we're exhaling as we go down, inhaling and restacking the spine one section at a time to come back up to a nice straight spine. So inhale, grow tall. Exhale, nod, chin forwards. Slowly start to round over that beach ball. Keep the arms in line with your ears. Feel that stretch in the mid upper back. And keep exhaling until you can't exhale anymore. And then inhale, come back up. So on the inhale, you can either have your arms kind of in line with your ears all the way through the movement, or you can just let your hands come to the floor and just slide the fingertips back. It's up to you. Arms sometimes feel a bit heavy and feel like they're pulling on the back sometimes. So it's up to you. It's your choice, your body. Okay, let's grow tall again. Inhale. Exhale. So send your lower back towards the wall behind you. And the rest of your back just rounds and stretches. Shoulders away from the ears. They tend to creep up a little bit. And then inhale, slide. Restack spine. Head comes up last. Perfect. Let's do 4 more. Exhale. This is a lovely one. It's a tough one though sometimes for some of us. You have quite tight back muscles. Bit of a squeaky mat here with my hands sliding on it. And sit up tall, but it feels really good afterwards. Open up the spine. Inhale, grow again. Exhale, nod the chin forwards. And then slide to come back up. Let's just do 1 more for luck. This is going to be the best one now because we're super stretched out. Inhale, grow. Exhale, nod. Slowly start to round over that beach ball. Belly goes back. Flex the toes if your legs are fully extended. And then inhale, come back up. Grow taller. Excellent. Okay, let's move ourselves towards the end of the mat for rolling like a ball so that you've got space behind you to roll back on. As I always say, rolling like a ball, if you don't like rolling for whatever reason, if your back is tight today, or you're having any issues, any pain in your low back, you don't want to roll, that's fine. Just hold in the balanced position. So we're going to hug our feet in as much as we can towards our bottom and then just lift them off the floor and balance here. You can stay here without rolling for the time that the rest of us are going to roll, and you will gain strength in your lower abdominals. So don't worry if you're not rolling, you're still doing something. Don't just sit there and look at your phone. Okay, so we're going to draw our belly in and up. If you're going to roll, tuck your chin, round the spine, and roll back. Exhaling to come back up. Let's do 4. 2 more. Oh, that's far too much fun. Good. Okay, we're going to do the rolling with the open legs now. Just for a little bit of difference, because obviously they're both rolling movements, but they do feel very different. So we're going to hold on underneath the knees. Again, you can balance without rolling on this one, and I'll tell you where that point is. So we're going to extend the left leg. Try and stretch it as straight as you can. Don't worry if you can't get it completely straight. Just stretch as far as you can, and then take it down. Sit back on the sit bones and extend the right leg. So each week you should be getting a little bit more flexible. And the right leg one more time, and then we're going to try them both. Only if you want to. You don't have to. Lean back and stretch the legs to about shoulder distance. So if you're balancing here and you're not rolling, you're just staying here. If you're rolling, I feel like I haven't left myself quite enough room, but we'll soon find out. Hold on underneath the knees, even if you're here, or the ankles. Tuck chin. No, not quite enough room. I hit the sofa. Come back slowly and roll back up. Ooh, bit of wobble there. 2 more times. Exhale, lift. And then bring the legs together. If you want an extra challenge, bring those legs together and try and roll yourself back down. Super slow. Bit of teaser practice here, and then bring the legs up to the ceiling. Okay, let's go into scissors because it's quite a nice stretch after that one. Hold on underneath the knees or at your calf or your ankle. Stretch the opposite leg down, lift your head and your shoulders up, and we're in our start position for scissors. Okay, so we're going to try and keep the thighs really close together, not let them come out to the side, and stretch one leg super long away from you and pull the other leg towards you. So it's opposing forces again. Let's swap and exhale in the middle. So it's a quick leg movement and a strong exhale. Good. Keep that belly lifted in and up. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you're going to do one more set either like that or with your hands behind your head. So you don't have the hands to pull the leg. A little bit harder. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, if you're not already in the position with your hands behind your head, bring them there. Bring your feet down for a second. We're going to go straight into crisscross. So crisscross is kind of where we started. We're going to lift up and twist, but this time we're going to bring our knee in towards the elbow. Okay, so you're either here, one foot staying on the floor all of the time, like this, or you're the full version. The opposite leg stretches away. Okay, so the feet are not on the floor. That's your levels. We're going to do 16. Okay, so we're going for it. So get ready, gather your energy. You can either have your hands behind your head, or if you find it easier, fingertips to temples, so that we're not kind of pulling on our head. Entirely up to you, whatever you're more comfortable with. Okay, we're going to lift and twist. Let's go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Head comes down, knees come in. Take a breath. Relax the spine. So we've been in that lifted position with the head for a little while, so we're just going to keep the head down now. And just do something a little bit different. Okay, so we're going to come back into shoulder bridge, and we're going to do a few leg movements with it, but you can, if you prefer, just stick with shoulder bridge, lifting up, lifting down sequentially through the spine. If you don't want to do the legs, entirely up to you. But this time we're going to use our upper arms a bit more and push down. So as we push up with our bottom and our hips, we're going to push down with our hands and our palms into the floor. Again, those two opposing forces. So get yourself into the right position with your feet fairly close to your bottom. Nice long neck, relax the neck. Make sure you can turn your head from side to side. And let's go for it. Exhale, peel off of the floor, lifting the hips, pushing down into those palms and the upper arms. Okay, leg movement, if you want it, is to come in with one leg, lift it up into the bent knee position. We stretch out and back. Out, so just in line with the opposite leg and back. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that foot back down to the floor. Let's go straight to the other side. This is tough by the time you get to the last one, isn't it? So tabletop the knee and stretch away and back, away and back. 6 to go. Keep pushing down on your hands. Keep lifting with the hips. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the foot back down. Now lift your hips. If they're anything like mine, they've definitely sunk down on that one. Inhale at the top. And then exhale all the way down. Excellent. Okay, we've got one more leg version of the shoulder bridge. Slightly different one, this one. We're going to have our leg extended towards the ceiling. And we're going to pulse up and down, a really small movement, about an inch. So we're going to start off with our leg extended. So this means it's a single leg bridge effectively. You can just push straight up instead of going through the spine if it's easier. So we're going to exhale and lift and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Extend the opposite leg. These legs get tight again. I can feel them. Okay, lifting up again. 8, pulse. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down. Give the legs a little shake. Okay, hug them in. And then extend them again. So extend them as straight as you can. Don't worry if they're not completely straight. Hands come behind the head. So lift and lower. You can do this with your head down. If you want more upper abdominals, you're going to lift up. Squeeze the legs together. Now this is your starting position. As you inhale, you're going to lower the legs only as far as you can keep your lower back happy. So as you exhale, you pull back up. Super slow. Inhale, lower. Exhale, back. 4 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, back. Squeeze those legs together. Make it one leg. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. And then bring the legs back down. Stretch them out. Let's have a full body stretch. I haven't done one of those for a bit. So stretch the arms out over the head. Squeeze those legs together. You can arch your back away from the floor if it feels good. Excellent. Okay, we're going to come onto our side. Kind of already there, almost. Line yourself up with the back end of the mat. Nice straight line first off, and then bring the feet to the forward position of the mat or the front of the mat. So hand under the head or lay it on your arm, whatever's good for your neck really. So if this feels uncomfortable for whatever reason and your shoulder, then just find a comfortable position, maybe use a pillow or something, whatever you need to do to make yourself comfortable, do that. Okay, this top leg is going to lift up just to hip height. Stretch it as long as you can so that it looks even longer than the bottom leg. That's going to bring your hips into the right position. We're going to keep them there by lifting the belly in and up and gently engaging the bottom. So squeezing the glutes a little bit both sides. And then we're going to kick forwards and back. Forwards and back, pushing down on the foot that's on the floor so that you don't wobble too much. So we're balancing on just one side of the body. So we're going to try and keep everything still apart from that one swinging leg, that pendulum leg. Let's go for 2 more. Try and keep the waist really long. Keep that engagement in the glutes. Everything's super still. And then bring the leg in line with the rest of your body. Try and get the toes to the floor. That's just going to give you a little stretch into the outer hip before we start working it. Okay. Keeping that hip really steady and still. Just lift and lower. So we're going about double the height now. We don't have to go too high on this one to feel it. And you might not feel it yet. But if you keep stretching that leg really long, you're going to start to feel it around about now. And the outer hip, mine's kicked in about now, I think. Definitely feel some warming sensation on the outside hip. But it's going to get more intense, so if you're not feeling it yet, don't worry. There's a few more challenges coming up, as you know. Usually some circles in there, just as a warning. Okay, so I'm feeling it now. It's getting warmer. I'd say it's gone up about 90%. 3, 2, and 1. Now keep the leg as high as you can and circle, just football-sized circles. 10, 9, 8, 7. Try and make it a circle, not a square. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to go the other way, so take the leg forwards if you went backwards. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to bring that leg in front of the bottom leg and then flick it up as high as you can and tap it behind. Lift. So you only stay on the floor for a brief second and then you're straight back up again. Ooh, no rest for the wicked. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, okay, it's burning now. 3, 2, and 1. Now hold it up there if you can for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep stretching the leg long, 2, and 1. Bring that leg forward and just give it a little tap. Okay, that's pretty much the side of the hip there. Just woken up. Okay, let's turn to the other side. So just bring yourself up. Turn around. Let's do the other leg before we forget. I've done that once before. So bring the feet forwards. Always feels really nice when you're starting on a fresh leg, doesn't it? It's like, ooh, revived. Okay, so leg is stretched out and long. Neck is comfortable. Other hand just resting lightly on the floor, not holding on for dear life. And then we're going to kick forward and back. Opposite foot is super glued to the floor as always. Breathe however you want to breathe on this one. It's normally inhale forwards, exhale back. But if you prefer to do the opposite, that's up to you. Whatever gives you more control over your leg and minimizes that swaying movement of the upper body. A few more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we take the leg back in line with the body. Try and touch the toes down to the floor. That's going to give you that stretch. That's the rest position. If you need to take a rest throughout this, and then come up. Exhale to lift. Lower. So just hold that hip in place for now. And you should feel these muscles underneath your hand activating quite strongly as you lift up. If you're not feeling them yet, just really stretch that leg long out of the hip and you will start to feel it, I promise. Maybe you need a few more repetitions. Maybe you're already quite strong there, which is great if you are. So these muscles that we're strengthening now are really good for our posture and so important for walking and running and any other kind of movement really. It sort of stabilizes the pelvis, keeps our lower back muscles happy by making sure that they don't have to kick in and kind of stabilize the pelvis for us. Good, keep it going. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to keep that leg up there and those lovely circles. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go the other way. My leg's dropping down already on this side. Oh, it's so tired now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to do that big arc movement forward and back. And then we get the hold and then we get a stretch on the glutes. Okay, so let's tap it forward, flick it up. Big you go with this one, the more work you're going to do. Actually takes your mind off of the burning if you go big. Exhale to flick it up. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Let's kick it up and hold for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just bring it forwards. Give it a little tap. Okay, let's roll onto our front. For a little bit of back. We're going to have a minute or so stretching at the end, so we will come back to those glutes because I definitely felt that today. Way more than I did last week. Okay, so let's come to the upper back muscles now. We're going to really try and strongly activate these, and then we'll give them a stretch. So we're going to bring our hands just underneath our shoulders, spread the fingers nice and wide, and then we're just going to slowly keep your neck in line with the spine, so you're just lifted gently off of the mat, belly's lifted in and up, shoulders are down into your back pockets, squeeze the shoulders together slightly, and then just see if you can lift up without putting any pressure on your hands. So you'll know if you're pushing into the mat or not. I won't know, but you will. So you're lifting up and lowering, just using your back muscles. Let's go again. Lift up. Try to put a minute amount of pressure on those hands. 2 more. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift up. Check in with the pressure on those hands. One last time. This is the no hand version. Okay, and then we're going to just try one where we push into the hands, but only at the point where we can't go any higher. So let's lift up without pushing into the hands. Keep the back muscles engaged. Keep the neck long looking down at the mat, and then use your hands to push yourself up. Okay, now we're going to lower all the way down really slowly, just the same way we came up. We're going to bring our hands underneath our head, and then we're going to lift our legs up. So we're going to practice a bit of a swan dive movement. So it's lifting the upper body and then the lower body, not both at the same time. So let's just try that out. Lift or squeeze the legs so much in the bottom that the legs straighten. Try and straighten the legs and then just float them off the floor. So they might not come up very high, and that doesn't matter. Just get them both off the floor by squeezing your bottom. So you're just going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay. Now we're going to try and lift our upper body first without our hands. So we're going to have our arms out to the side like this and start on the floor. But as we lift up, we're going to do this, yeah? So we'll keep looking down. We're going to alternate lifting the upper body and then the lower body. We're going to do that 5 times. So squeeze up as high as you can with the upper body and then come down, and then automatically the legs come up. So it's a bit like a seesaw. Okay, let's go for it. Lift and squeeze, lower, lift and squeeze the legs. Good, keep it going. 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. Good. Now bring the arms in front of you, put them over your head, hands on the floor for now. So we can do a similar thing, but we're going to do opposite arm and leg, a bit like how we started, but obviously we're on our front now. So we're going to take our right arm and our left leg off of the floor and pulse. 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Change side. 8, 7. This is both arm and leg lifting at the same time. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more set each side. 8, 7, 6, 5. Stretch arm and leg long. 2, and 1. Last time on this side. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the arms around so that they're outside your hips now. Palms are going to face up. And then we're going to lift. So our legs are taking a little rest just for now. Our body's going to come up, upper body, and our palms are going to pat the ceiling. So the flat part of our palms, imagine you're trying to pat the ceiling with your arm. Your arm's super straight, your head's still Your neck still in line with your spine, and you're still looking down at the floor. You're just breathing. This is a bit like 100, but flipped around the other way. Okay, so you can stay like this with your legs on the floor, or if you want a bit more, you can just squeeze and lift your legs both off of the floor as high as you want to. Keep pulsing, keep patting that ceiling with the flat part of your palm, reaching back. This is going to work strongly into the triceps. Keep it going. Okay, let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest it down. Let's bring our hands under the shoulders, push ourselves back into a child's pose and just stretch those arms out a little bit. Big inhale and exhale. Okay, up to all fours. Knees under hips, hand under shoulders. Let's take a little cat-cow stretch for the spine. So round the spine, draw the belly in, drop the head down, give it a shake, and then go the other way. Inhale, look up, drop belly down, tailbone up. Really arch that back. One more time each way. Exhale, scoop in and up, round the back. Inhale, arch. And then come to somewhere in between those two, where your neck is in line with the spine again. You're looking down at the floor again. We all know this one. So it's 4-point kneeling. Stretch right leg out, left arm. Lift up, bring down to the floor, slide back in. We're going to do a quicker one this time. So right arm, left leg, touch floor first. Keep hips still, belly lifted in and up, and then stretch and lift up. Back and in. Change. Lift, back and in. Keep it going. So what I want you to think about as you're doing this is keeping the stability, but also feeling the lift in the spine. So imagine that you could see your back from the ceiling and there'd be no shifting from side to side as you change. So you've got a nice kind of rectangular shape of your back, shoulders and hips, shoulders at the top obviously, and your hips at the bottom. And everything's staying super still. Keep changing, keep it going. We're activating the slings in the back of the body. One more time. And then we sit back. So take the knees a little bit wider, bring the feet together, sit back. And now to stretch a bit into the side of our body, we're going to bring our right palm back to our right knee and then stretch the left arm away a little bit further. Couple of breaths here, just to release any tension around the left shoulder, upper back, and then swap. So right hand slides forward, left hand comes back to the left knee. And just see if you can ease your head down towards the floor. Good, then coming back up. Okay, we're going to do a little side bend. When that has moved, sliding on the floor. So side bends, we're going to do on both sides. Feet together, knees together. 3 options. So 3 levels. We do 2 at each level. Everyone does 2 at each level. Unless you want to stay at level 1 or level 2 and you don't want to do level 3, then you can pick. But if you want to take it through the whole range, then come with me now. So we're going to keep this underside waist lifted all the way through. Belly lifted in and up. Level 1, all we're doing is just lifting the hips up. So the knees stay down. Level 2, the leg reaches out. And level 3, both feet are going to be on the floor. The whole body lifts. Every single version, we're going to take the arm up and over, just to have a little stretch and release through the neck. Okay, so let's do it. So level 1, let's go. Exhale, up and over. You can just do this on your forearm if it's painful for your wrist for whatever reason. Let's go again. Exhale, arch, a really lovely side stretch. Level 2, top leg reaches out and away. Level 2 again. Or level 1, you can stay with level 1. And 3. This time we bring one foot in front and tuck the other foot behind so that we can come up into full side bend easily without moving our feet around too much. One more time. And down. Let's change sides. Good. So we're going to work now into the underneath side of the body here. Get yourself set up. Make sure that the hand's not too far away from underneath your shoulder. Let's go again. Lift up. Oh, this is definitely my favorite side today. Like to finish on the favorite side. And then lift up with that leg, stretch away, level 2. Oh, it's a pleasure on this side. And then level 3, one foot in front, one foot behind. And lift up. And over. Excellent, well done. Okay, now we're going to come back down to the floor and have that little stretch into the glutes, but we're going to use our roll down as an exercise, obviously, rather than just falling onto the floor. So let's roll down super slow. You can stretch your legs out, but I've realised that I've not left myself enough space. So let's exhale and roll down. Super slowly. Good. Take the arms behind, stretch the feet our way. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, let's bring those arms back around. Bring the feet back in. Bend the knees. Let's cross our right ankle over the left knee and push the knee out. Excuse me. Okay, so if you can feel the stretch here in your right glute, then that's fine. If you want a bit more intensity, hold underneath the knee. Pull it into you, but remember to keep the head and shoulders down. If you want to increase this a little bit, I find that if you kind of move from side to side, sometimes you feel there's little sticky parts of the position that really need to stretch a bit more. So just try it. If you find another spot that needs a bit more of a stretch, stay there for a little bit longer. Or if you're super flexible and you don't need to stretch at all, then you don't need to do this bit. Good, and then let's swap sides. So bring that leg down, cross the other foot over, push the knee out. Check this side, it might not need quite as much of a stretch. So here might be okay. Or if you want a little bit more, reach through, pull knee into the chest. Oh, this side's tighter today. Definitely. And then just try that little rocking movement. Good, and then coming back to center. Let's just take those knees again and just circle them around the hip joints. They should feel a little bit more free now. So you can maybe go a little bit bigger with a circle. And then go the other way. Or maybe one goes one way and one the other. That's really complicated. I'm getting confused myself now. Good, just free up those joints, just nice and easy. Should feel good. Let's just have a little side lying stretch. So we're going to bring our knees to one side. You can hold on to the top of the thigh just to keep it there, and then turn your head the other way. And if you want more, you can always stretch that top leg out. Hold the foot if you can get it. Just take 2 or 3 breaths in each of these. Good, and then slowly come back to the other side. Both knees over, hold if you need to. Turn your head if it's comfortable. Try and keep both shoulders on the floor though, whatever you're doing with your head. And then extend that top leg if you want a bit more. So I hope you've enjoyed this class. It's the last class in March. Woo! How have we got through the whole of March already? So next week will be April. It should be spring, hopefully, and not raining like it is now. So just come on to your side and just bring yourself back up to seated, or stay down there. It's up to you. Have some more stretches. But yeah, it was lovely to see you all again. Hope you have a great week. Let me know, as always, if you've got any questions or comments or requests for certain movements that I might not have done for a while. I like to mix things up a little bit once in a while. Yeah, hope you're. Oh, it's absolutely pouring outside now. I'm supposed to be going for a run. Never mind. Maybe not. Thanks a lot, guys. See you soon. Have a good week. Thank you for all your thank yous. And all